welcome back, and welcome back. Today we're going to be making my version of shepherd's pie. That is about a cup of onions, that's the red. We've got the bell peppers, that's yellow, orange, and red. I've got about 2 pounds of mashed potatoes there. I made them. I just put a little garlic salt, a little bit of salt, and a stick of butter in there. That's it. I want it to be thick, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a few seconds here. I got the vegetable broth, but if you got beef broth, that'll work in this as well. I've got the Mexican style cheese. The cheddar would work just fine as well. We're going to use the Worcestershire sauce, black pepper, garlic salt, Mrs. Dash, some smoked paprika, Italian seasoning, some parsley, merely for pretty. That's about a pound of ground beef. We're going to use this frozen bag of peas and carrots, and that is about a cup of portobello mushrooms that I just roughly cut up. Okay, so here is your shot. Let me get it right. Of everything we're going to use for this dish. Let's get cooking, you guys. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this meat browned it up. Yeah, new word, browned it up. We're going to brown up this meat, okay? We're going to get the bell peppers and the onions in there. So I'm going to go ahead and let it do what it do right along with that ground beef. Okay? You can absolutely add garlic in this if you want to, but I'm not going to do garlic in this dish, not this time. Even though you know I love garlic. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and brown this up. And I am going to season it up once I'm done. Normally I'll do it with it, but yeah, I'm going to season her own up when I'm done. Okay, because that's when I'm going to add everything in. Okay, so I'm just going to brown this up about 10 minutes. Then we're going to go over and I'm going to do a couple of things to these mashed potatoes. Let's switch your view. I'll be right back. To these mashed potatoes, and again I said my version. Feel free to do yours how you want to. I'm going to go in with about a cup, which is a good handful for me, of that cheese. Yup. That's where we're going to put some of that cheese. We're going to also put in some Italian seasoning in this. I would say maybe about a tablespoon, actually. Okay? I'm going to go in with some of that black pepper. And I'm going to use about the same amount, about a tablespoon on each one of the seasonings that I'm going to put in here, okay? I'm going to go in with a little bit of that Mrs. Dash. Ooh, that pepper's about to make me sneeze. I'm going to use some of that garlic salt, same amount. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I knew it was coming. And then I'm going to put in some of that parsley. Yes. I say about a tablespoon of each one of those seasonings that you just saw me use, okay? And then we're going to mix her up. All right? I know you're probably not used to seeing cheese in the shepherd's pie, but that's okay. This is Things Made Easy with Gigi. And Gigi doesn't always, you know, she's always outside the box. She doesn't always go along with what's inside of it, okay? Okay, so I'm just going to mix this all up. And then this is going to be waiting for us and ready to rumble. And you can absolutely put some more cheese in this if you want to. Like I said, your kitchen, your rules. Feel free to do what you want to do. All right. So that's all that we're going to do. If you can see what I'm doing here. All right. Just mix that all up. That's all I did. Okay. All right. So we're just going to continue to brown up this meat. And I'll be back. All right. We've got it to the consistency that we want. I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of garlic salt. I want this to have some flavor, okay? I'm going to go ahead and put in some of that smoked paprika. That's going to be about the same amount, about a tablespoon. I'm going to put in a tablespoon of black pepper. I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of Mrs. Dash. And then we're going to go in with, I'd say about a teaspoon of that Worcestershire sauce. And then I'm going to go ahead and put those mushrooms in. And then I'm going to cook this for, I'd say, about 2 minutes. And then we're going to add in those peas and carrots. And then we're going to start building this baby right on up. And like I always tell you, if it's something in here that you don't like, if you don't like cheese, omit it. Just don't put it in, okay? Because remember, at the end of the day, this is something that you and your family are going to have to eat. And food is too expensive to be wasting, okay? And don't forget, you guys, please subscribe to the channel, all right? Don't forget to subscribe, like, and subscribe. Please, please, please. Gigi is trying to get to her 1,000, okay? I need 1,000 subscribers to get monetized. I need 4,000 watch hours. If you guys don't mind, if you could please help a sister out, okay? Okay, so I'm going to let this go for 2 minutes. Just to let those flavors get incorporated. And you know how I always say, let them get married, become friends, get to know one another, so that all those flavors will be yum, yum, and yum, okay? So I'm going to let this go for 2 minutes, well, 1.5 minutes now, and then we're going to add in those peas. I'll be right back. Okay, the one thing I didn't show you that I am going to put in, and that is about 2 tablespoons of flour. This is going to be our thickening agent. I'm going to go ahead and get it incorporated in there because we want the juice that we're going to put in here to be like more of a gravy consistency as opposed to just soupy, okay? We don't want it soupy. So I'm going to let this go for a quick second. Let that get incorporated. You want the flour to cook a little bit because you don't want that chalky taste. So I'm going to let this go for another 30 seconds and I'll come right back. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, and the reason why I'm using this vegetable broth is because I already had it open, and rather than to let it go bad or until whenever, I just decided I'd go ahead and use it. But I would much prefer the beef broth, okay? But I've got enough flavor going on in here, it's not gonna matter. So we're gonna let this go for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna also put in half that bag of those peas and carrots. Maybe I'll use the whole bag. We'll just use the whole bag, okay? We're gonna let those cook, and we're gonna let this go for 5 minutes. This is also gonna thicken up because we put that flour in there, okay? So we're just gonna let this go, stir it a couple of times, and then we're gonna go on to getting this baby ready and getting her in the oven. I'll be right back. All right, it's been 5 minutes, and as you can see, you see how you move that? Can you see that? Let me get the camera down. This is what I was trying to show you. You see how you move that? Can you see that? That's what you want, where you can move that and it's not soupy. See? And if it's not thick enough for you, remember this cornstarch slurry? Use that. It'll, you know, give you what you're looking for. So you want to be able to separate that and it not be super liquidy. You see what I'm saying? That's what you want it to be able to do. Now let's start building. I'll be right back. Okay, here she is in a dish. I got her in there. I want you to see the level. The reason why I brought the camera down. I want you to see exactly where this level is. You see that? See how much space we got here? We want some room, okay? And if you got too much, feel free to take some out, okay? Now I'm going to dump the mashed potatoes on there, and then I'll be right back, okay? Right, I'm just dumping dollops of mashed potatoes on here. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and everybody's being safe out there, and wear your mask when you need to. I'm just putting some mashed potatoes on here. And then I'm going to spread it all out. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make sure that I can get it as evenly throughout the whole thing as possible. And then I'm just going to spread it all out. And this is such a delicious dish, I'm telling you. Try it once, you'll be in love. Let me scrape this pan so I don't do it in your ears. I'll be right back. Then once I get mine all on here, I like to take a fork because mine are pretty thick. And I like a thicker layer of mashed potatoes. But if you like yours pretty thin, then go ahead, add more butter to it. So I'm just going to use this fork and scoot it all about. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to continue to do this, and then I'll come back and show you what she looks like. All right, there she is. If you want yours smoother, feel free to use a spoon, back end of the spoon, and smooth it on out. Mine is just, I'm happy with it just like this, okay? Gives it a little texture on top. But absolutely do it how you want to. Your kitchen, your rules, do what you want to do. All right? I'm going to put this in the oven on 350 for 30 minutes, okay? Because remember, all the ingredients are cooked. We're just going to get that crispy on top. A little browning. Not necessarily crispy, but just a little browning, okay? I'll be back. There she is, fresh out of the oven. Doesn't she look delicious? I'm going to plate her up and let you see what she looks like. There she is. There she is. All right, there she is. Yes, she's a little flat. That's because you need to let her sit for about 30 minutes before you take her out. I did not wait. My daughter wants to eat it now. I call it shepherd's pie. She calls it Clifton. She's been saying that since she was a little girl. She calls this a Clifton pie. Things made easy with Gigi, you guys, all day, every day. Please like, subscribe, and feel free to share. And like I said, those flavors are off the chain. Do you hear me? The flavors are there. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, it is so yummy. I've been making this for years for my kids. And it's my daughter's favorite dish. Like I said, if you want her to sit up all purty, give her a few minutes before you cut her out of there, okay? Things made easy with Gigi, you guys. All day, every day. Let me tell you. See how you got a little brown going on? That's what you're looking for. Everybody be blessed and stay safe. Know that Gigi's going to see you on the next one, okay, you guys? Bye-bye.